It's easy.
But there was a chap who was thrilled when I said g'day to him at Heathrow Airport because he never had anyone actually say g'day to him. And it kicked off a whole conversation about Expo 88 and how g'day was the name of a song that was an official song of Expo 88, and how saying g'day was a big thing in the 80s. I feel like it's not a big thing anymore. That's a bit sad to me. I don't know if you agree or disagree. But g'day to Leon from Mount Warren Park, who says, welcome home. Thanks, Leon. When he went to Expo 88 as a melting and bewildered Kiwi, he was struck by the number of locals who greeted him with g'day. It was common parlance in New Zealand too. However, I feel it is sad that Australians are not using this wonderfully inclusive greeting as much. So you agree, Leon? I think that we aren't saying g'day as often as we were. I feel like we should we bring it back, embrace it again. Thank you, Leon. I agree with you. Leon, by the way, every time that we make a mistake overseas, my family and I, we don't say that we're Australian. We just say that we're from New Zealand. Sorry about that. 2 by now this afternoon. I just quickly want to take a call from Peter Racy on the subject of saying g'day. Now, this is something that I do when I'm trapped. I wonder if you do this. Do you find yourself acting more Australian when you're not in Australia? I do. I say g'day to anyone, but I do it at home, so I don't feel like it's inauthentic. Peter Racy, you want to talk about a song that had something to do with saying g'day? What can you tell me?
Well, my favourite radio presenter. I'm glad to see you back on the radio.
Oh, you old scoundrel, you. Go on, tell us about the song.
Well, I mean, it's quite surprising, actually, because right at the present stage, I'm trying to get a sign up out at Longreach to say g'day, because Barry Humphries and his guys as Celeste Patterson officially had a song at Expo 88 called G'day. And I've only discovered it. Jason Ford up in Kingaroy sent a little missive to me a couple of weeks ago, and it's really quite a surprising discovery because there were 4 official songs at Expo 88. The main one was obviously the great theme song that was sung, and so Les, it's quite a funny, humorous, quirky little song, if I can use that word, in honour of the former Lord Mayor.
Right.
So, yeah, quite surprising that you've picked it up and say it when you're overseas, because I also did exactly the same thing.
And I feel like I'm met overwhelmingly with a positive response when I drop a g'day. Did you find the same thing, Peter?
Well, I think everyone remembers the famous scene in Paul Hogan's movie Crocodile Dundee, where he's in the middle of New York, and that was released about 1984, and that's the reason why it struck such a chord in that sort of mid to late 1980s. And then Slim Dusty, he also released a song, which was a chart topper, I might add, called G'day, and that was towards the end of 1988, because according to the legend that I've seen, he was so unhappy with Celeste's version of it and thought it was so kitsch that he did a proper version of G'day. And I must admit, it is a beautiful lyrical song, whereas Celeste's is somewhat cringeworthy.
Oh, well, that's part of the Australian charm, isn't it? You know, don't take yourself too seriously. Pete, thanks so much for the call.
And don't forget, g'day.
G'day. Yeah, g'day, mate. Thanks, mate. G'day, mate. Do you do this? Do you say g'day when you're overseas?
G'day, my name is Dr. Celebrity Colin Patterson. I've got a little song for you. Called G'day. That's G''D-A-Y. It's easy.